we're speaking to Richie Lefebvre, who's International Business Manager for an organisation called Ibertech, and we're talking about ScripTalk. There's a reader and also an app for the product, and Richie's in Florida, and it's great of him to join us at this particular time. So, Richie, what happens from here? I mean, here we are in Australia. You've been going for 20 years plus in the US. If people are interested here, what do we need to do? Is it us as a consumer? Is it our doctor? Is it our pharmacist? What's the sort of next step if we'd like to participate in this pretty exciting sounding venture?
Well, thanks for asking. And to be honest with you, Peter, it's a perfect storm. It's going to take a collective campaign to make this work. Right now, we're working with all kinds of agencies in Australia right now to get the word out. The World Blind Union, we're working with the BCA, we're working with RSV. There's a lot of organizations that have come forward and said they support this and they want to help us with it. So right now, that's what we're doing. We're getting the word out there, letting people know that it's available. And what we need anybody that's low vision and blind to get their hands on one of these units or a brochure and talk to their pharmacy about it. Let the pharmacy know that this is something they need to stay safe with their medications. I think that's the biggest area that we need to concentrate on right now. And that's how it happened in the United States. It was one person went to a pharmacy saying, I need to stay safe with my medication. This is how I can do it. What's really neat, Peter, is there's, a lot of states are turning this into law. Anybody that requests a prescription reader must be given a prescription reader. And,
wow.
It's really important that people stay safe with their medications. And we're hoping that this all translates over to Australia. We're doing everything we can. We're keeping our business model exactly the same. And I don't know if I mentioned this at all, and it's about time to mention this, but this is a free service to anybody who wants it. This reader is at no cost to anybody who wants it. And of course, the app is free as well. So it's just going to take a little bit of advocacy on individuals' part to make this work.
Well, the BCA, Blind Citizens Australia, a very powerful advocacy group here in Australia. They've certainly come to the fore, particularly over the last 12 months or so with the onset of the pandemic, and the RSB, the Royal Society for the Blind in South Australia, the leading blindness organisation. So you've got a couple of very strong allies there. What about Pharmacy Guild, which I guess is the representative of pharmacies? I guess approaching organisations like that, also maybe the Australian Medical Association, again, they're sort of peak body groups, they could play a role in something like this?
Absolutely. And like you said, the BCA has been great, RSB has been great, and they're linking us up with the right people to make the right connections to properly introduce this to Australia.
So that's the app. You demonstrated the app. Tell us about the reader then. What does it look like, and it works in a similar way?
All right. Yeah, it works exactly the same. If I can describe the unit, it's a little bit bigger than a hockey puck. It weighs about the same as a hockey puck. So we're looking at 4 inches in diameter, and it sits about 1.5 inches, 2 inches off the ground. It's a very sturdy unit. There's only 3 buttons on the top. There's a read button, which you hit in order to read the medication. There's a next button to cycle through the medication, and a previous button. If you need to re-listen to something, you can hit that previous button. It's very easy to use. There's a wheel button on the side that turns on the unit and adjusts the volume. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on now. It beeps a couple times.
ScripTalk station ready.
And it says ScripTalk station ready with 2 beeps. That means that it's ready to be used. So all you do is hit the read button and you put the medication on top of the reader.
Patient John J. Smith. Medication amoxicillin 250 milligrams tablet. Instructions: take 1 tablet 3 times daily. Quantity 30. Prescription.
And we don't have to go through all of that, but it does the same exact thing. It reads all the information from the label. The unit's very versatile in itself. You can speed up the voice, you can slow the voice down, or even put it in spell mode. There's a headphone jack in the back for privacy if you want to use it on the road.
Gee, that's a lovely English accent. I'm sure many of our listeners would love that lovely cultured English voice as well that accompanies the machine. And you're saying in the US, anyone that requests this device is given to them free?
Yeah, that's correct. If we have a lot of pharmacies that work with us, and they will sign everybody up. So Walmart, take for example, if anybody requests ScripTalk at a Walmart, then it is given to them. And what happens is Walmart contacts Envision America, which is our national company, and we issue the reader from here. And we do it as a long-term loan. They can use it for as long as they want, as long as they're with a participating pharmacy. If they choose to leave the pharmacy or go somewhere else, then we would send them a return label to send it back. So it's absolutely no cost to anybody.
And all the pharmacist has to do, in a sense, is put the barcode, if you like, for the want of a better term, on the package when you say go into to have your script filled.
Yeah, it's super easy. It takes 2 seconds to program the label with all of the legal information. They get that information right from their pharmacy software. The programming unit, you just hold down 2 buttons and all of that information is transferred right over to that label. Then they verify the label before sending it out to the customer. So they listen to it to make sure all the information is accurate and correct, and then they send it out to the customer.
I guess if we want to have some fun, could we download the app now just for fun, or probably wouldn't do anything, would it?
No, you could definitely download it. You just wouldn't be able to use it. If people were interested in using it, they could visit our website at www.evatech.com, and they could submit an online form. Pharmacies, it's designed there's separate forms for the pharmacy and separate forms for customers, and they're 100% accessible. So if somebody was interested in learning more, they could fill out that form, and I would contact them within 48 hours or so just to give them all the information they would need, maybe send them sample bottles, brochures to talk to their pharmacy, whatever the customer was interested in.
Tremendous. Well, Richie, this sounds like one of those things where, why didn't someone think of this before, doesn't it? I mean, it's one of those ideas, well, I guess you did maybe 15 or 20 years ago, but as far as us in Australia going, you're probably thinking, well, someone could have come up with this idea. And Richie, like a lot of things, and I guess depending on how it's implemented, but I mean, it's not just the person who might be blind or have low vision, but I'm thinking maybe people who might, be getting older in years, or other people with other cognitive disabilities may also benefit from it. I mean, people who may not be able to read as well. Right. It's got lots of different applications, hasn't it?
Oh, absolutely. This is designed for anybody that's print impaired, visually impaired, anybody who's dyslexic. There's a whole gamut of reasons why somebody could use this, any type of disability. What's nice about this unit too here is you don't need to have a diagnosis or a note from a doctor, or permission from anybody. You just need to request it with your pharmacy.
And so the next step from here, I mean, I guess as individuals, we've heard about it now. We can maybe contact our pharmacist or our doctor, or maybe even our local member of parliament, dare I say, and say, look, we've heard about this idea. How about supporting it? I mean, as individuals, there's not much more that we can do. I guess organisations like the RSB and BCA and Evatech can sort of come together and work together to sort of go to the next step.
That's right. It's very important, though. Anybody that's listening to this, contact me and let's talk about it. Let's talk about if presenting it to your pharmacy. Like I said, that's how it started here in the U.S. One person turned into 30,000 plus people, and we're looking for the same thing to happen in Australia. People need to know that this exists. People need to know that they have access to it, and I welcome anybody that wants to chat about it, get brochures, sample bottles, whatever it may be.
Okay, well, I certainly appreciate the demonstration. I think that's given us a great ability to be able to understand exactly how it works and how it sounds, which is really important. Just give us your contact details again, Rich, and we'll put them up on various email lists and Facebook page, etc. But we have to keep in touch with you. And Andrew Davies should say a huge shout out and a thank you to Andrew for putting us in touch. We'll maybe catch up with you in a few months or so and see how it's all going as far as a possible rollout date goes.
That sounds great, Peter. And again, if people want more information, they can go to www.evatech.com. That's EVATECH.com. And we're soon going to have a 1-300 number available to folks, and that should be up and running within the next week or so. And I will get that information to everybody who needs it.
Okay, well, we'll keep in touch, Richie, off air if you like, and certainly if you get any information, send it through and we'll either get you back or certainly mention it on air. But this sounds like a very exciting thing. So thank you for spending some time with us. Obviously a busy and interesting time in the US. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Absolutely, Peter. Thank you for having me, and I look forward to speaking again.
That's Richie Lefebvre. Richie is International Business Manager for Evatech. talking about the ScripTalk app and also the ScripTalk